Technology stocks rally on Wall Street. Nvidia's strong earnings spur the semiconductor pack and boost Nasdaq. The U.S. economy grows faster than previously estimated. Stocks in the Asia-Pacific open largely higher in early trade. The Hang Seng is shut for a holiday today. The SGX Nifty, however, suggests a weak start for the Indian market. And oil edges lower as major producer Russia downplays the prospect of additional output cut. Brent trades around $76 a barrel. Gold also hits a two-month low as progress in debt ceiling talks and a strong economic data renew hopes of rate hikes. Aviation regulator, the DGCA, gives GoFirst 30 days to turn in a comprehensive and sustainable revival plan. Asks the airline to ensure it has all the required resources available to restart operations. Hi guys, good morning and welcome to Power Breakfast. I'm Pavitra Parekh. Those are the headlines that we have for you on this final trading day of the week. There's been a good rally in the US markets like we were pointing out, and on the back of that you have most of the Asian markets which are trading with some gains this morning. What's doing the best? You have the Taiwanese index which is up over 1%, so 1.2% higher on the Taiwanese index right now. Nikkei trading with gains of 0.9%, so that's looking extremely solid as well. Straits, Kospi, not too much of a move over there, but you are seeing around 0.25% higher on both of those indices. The Hang Seng is shut for a holiday, but the SGX Nifty will be up for you, and it, in contrast to the rest of the Asian markets, is suggesting a bit of a pullback. But of course, we did get that last hour rally as well yesterday. Maybe we'll start a little bit soft, but let's see how we go from there. Right now, 53 points lower on the SGX Nifty. So that's what's happening across Asia. But let me also get you a check on how the US markets really fared. We had Wall Street, which ended Thursday's trading session mixed. So the Dow Jones was actually down 35 points. It was led by losses in names like Intel, Walgreens, and Verizon. The S&P 500 gained about 35 points. However, it was really the Nasdaq composite that surged over 200 points. So we saw a 1.5% kind of rally on the Nasdaq. And the gains were really led by Nvidia, which rallied over 24% after the company posted a stellar set of Q4 numbers. The revenue came in above their own guidance as well. And they also actually posted a top-down beat across the board for Nvidia over there. In fact, Thursday's surge also brought Nvidia close to the 1 trillion market capitalization club. So that's some news that we're tracking. But in more from the US, JP Morgan is also said to be developing a chat GPT-like software service that leans on artificial intelligence to suggest investments for customers. So the company has applied to trademark a product called Index GPT this month as well. So that's some interesting news coming through from the US. But staying with Wall Street as well as Thursday's tech-led rally, let's listen in to what Meera Pandit of JP Morgan Asset Management had to say.
We're becoming more constructive on areas within tech. We've seen a really sharp rally, but I think what differentiates what's going on in tech now as opposed to a few months ago is the fact that we're seeing it's not just a macro story driven by rates or driven by recession one way or the other, but it's really about the fundamentals. Now, I don't think we should put too much in the price too fast. The rally has been really sharp, and this is going to be a decade-long theme at least. So we need to be a little bit cognizant of that a very narrow range of stocks is rallying right now, while the rest of the stock market is actually looking pretty fairly valued. So let's look for a little bit of balance as investors.
Okay, so that is an important word coming in on the tech space. But moving on to the U.S. debt ceiling talks that we've been talking about, they've taken center stage and negotiations really continue. And we've seen another round of meetings as well over raising the debt ceiling, but there's no agreement really in sight yet. We have CNBC's Kayla Tosh who gets us this special report.
Negotiators met for several hours at the White House yesterday. No breakthroughs to report as that X date nears. We await more news on exactly what happened for about 4 hours behind closed doors, and that new warning from Fitch sparking frustration and fear here in Washington. Republicans reiterating that is why they wanted to begin negotiating in February, and a White House and Treasury statement saying that the rating warning underscores the need for swift bipartisan action by Congress to raise or suspend the debt limit and avoid what they're calling a manufactured crisis for our economy. Now, yesterday, at least, optimism was scant. Democrats were airing frustrations on bad messaging and the process, and McCarthy's top negotiator was saying that we're past the responsible deadline for a deal. The major issue continues to be the overall spending level, and here's how Speaker McCarthy put it yesterday afternoon.
It all comes down to You know why we're here. The Democrats in power spend too much money. We have our biggest debt ever. We have spent more money under the Democrat control in our expenditures in our 50-year history, just on our average of GDP, but we're spending more than we've ever spent. And all of this while we're bringing in more money than at any other time.
So that was the last time we heard from negotiators publicly, and you just heard Speaker McCarthy say that we know what it takes to get a deal. Well, we're also still waiting to hear what marching orders he's given his conference ahead of that week-long recess. Has he instructed them to stay behind? Has he instructed them that a deal could be reached in the coming days? Punchbowl News, for its part, is reporting this morning that there is some optimism, at least in the Republican camp, for a deal that could be struck within that time frame. The White House, up until this point, has not shared that optimism. We will see if that changes today based on what happened overnight, guys. But certainly with that warning from Fitch, Brian, you mentioned the fact that Fitch is, not necessarily carrying the same power as the other ratings agencies, which grade the U.S. government on its ability to pay and its reputation worldwide. Fitch is just saying that, essentially in this situation, it's getting a little too dicey and injecting some more urgency here.
All right, Kayla, thanks a lot for getting us the details on where things currently stand. But here's also some reaction coming in on the debt ceiling topic and where things could really be headed from here. Listen in.
Look, we are in uncharted territory, and it is weird and unfortunate. I think that the news that came out from Fitch overnight, I hope, will be a wake-up call for everybody involved here, that this is getting real and can get really real, and the impacts can get very significant very quickly. And so I hope that what we will see is that this kind of sign will jolt everybody at the negotiating table to say, you know what, the sort of holding on to those last set of ideological demands is not worth the harm that we're going to inflict on the American economy here. This is all macroeconomic downside here. This is all an unnecessary and an unintended, risk factor to the economy. The sooner we take it off the table, the better. I hope that we will see a reasonable and rational agreement here, and I hope that the political system will actually be able to move it through before the X date.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have a scenario analysis. I mean, we think that they will pass, an increase in the debt ceiling with some kind of awkward compromise, but it'll only come at the very last second. It seems much too early for convergence here. Why would they reach a deal now? They've got, another week to go, and these guys can never make a decision quickly. I think unless it lasts for a while, unless they violate the debt ceiling for a number of weeks, it probably goes down in history as a blip on the road.
Okay, that's some important opinion that we are bringing you on the debt ceiling. We'll, of course, keep bringing you updates on that as the days go by as well. But with that, let's now bring you the trade setup for this morning and how all of the overnight global cues can really impact our own markets. We have Vivek, Mangalam, as well as Abhishek all with us here to prep you for this trading session. Guys, a very good morning to all of you. Vivek, yesterday we saw that classic last hour volatility on account of expiry day, but take us for everything we should track this morning.
Well, absolutely right. So, yesterday markets actually bucked the trend of the previous two trading sessions and in fact saw last hour recovery instead of the sharp last hour sell-off that we saw in the preceding 2 days. Talking through the trade setup, global handover quite mixed, slightly weak. But crude oil prices, let's talk about that for a bit. Crude oil prices yesterday fell quite sharply. Russia downplayed prospects of further production cuts, and that aided the fall as far as crude oil prices were concerned. Brent futures as well as WTI futures both fell over 3.5% in yesterday's trading session. Markets yesterday, like you mentioned, managed to end the May series, on quite a strong note, on a positive note, and indications are that, it's been a pretty good recovery as far as the last two FNO series are concerned. Yesterday, heavyweights actually aided the recovery, so you saw buying at Reliance, HDFC Bank, as well as ITC, and even in the broader end of the markets, you actually saw advances outpacing the declines. Some important cues to watch out for today: result reactions, Z, a lot of news flow as well in terms of the court case that's ongoing. Sale, Aster DM Healthcare, the chance of a stake sale there. And important results today, so Sun Pharma, M&M and Grasim would be reporting their results. Asian markets mixed, LCH Nifty indicating a slightly muted start to the June series.
Okay, slightly muted start. Vivek, thanks a lot for getting us all of those cues. Let's also bring you the cues now from the futures and options space. Hello, Mangalam. Hello, June.
Hello, Pavitra. Hello, June as well. That's what I can say. But, Vivek said that the SGX Nifty is indicating a softer start. Just wanted to put that on the table mainly because the SGX Nifty on an absolute level is 18,417. The June futures is 18,428. So optically, it's down 50 points. But if you adjust for June futures, because it's a new series that starts today, it's down just about 10 odd points. So which is not as bad as the numbers would have it, have it displayed. But talking about June series itself, it's known for sizable moves. I was looking at the last 3 June series. June 2020 saw an 800-point move, June 2021 450 points, and June 2022 saw a decline of close to around 390 odd points as well. We're going on into June with good gains in the last 2 series. So May ended with a 406-point uptake, whereas 1,240 points in just the last 2 odd series itself. The rollovers are largely in line with the 3-month average that we've seen. Rollovers at close to around 71%, 70.6% to be precise. And the last 3-month average is close to 70.4% itself. The Nifty open interest at the start of the series is slightly on the lower side, 0.87. This compares with the 3 series average of a little over 1 crore. So not a lot of conviction by those who are short on the index right now. And that's reflective in the kind of long exposure that we've had in the FIs as well. 58% long exposure, which has increased incrementally ever since April series itself, from 9%, 41% to now 58%. 61% of the FII positions on the long side were rolled over, whereas only 43% of their short positions were rolled over. For all the moves that we are likely to see in June series, what could the triggers be? The first one, of course, would be the US debt ceiling impasse that everyone's watching out for. Then we have the RBI policy on June 8th. Will the extended pause continue? And monsoon advancement is something that everyone will keep an eye out on. Global inflation, central bank commentary, and finally FII flows, because they've been pumping in money in our cash markets. Do they continue in June also or not is the big trigger.
All right, let's see if that happens or not. Mangalam, thanks a lot for getting us all of those cues. But with that, let's also move on to some stock-specific action. Abhishek is here with that. And Abhishek, there's a lot of news flow that came through post-market as yesterday.
Well, long list, Pavitra, as you mentioned. To begin with, Voltas, they will build a new manufacturing facility at Tiruvallur in Tamil Nadu with a capex plan of about rupees 500 crores. Now, DGCA sources say that DGCA has advised go first to submit a revival plan for a sustainable revival of their operations within 30 days. So they have to submit a plan by 23rd June 2023. So Religare Enterprise, Religare Finance Limited has received a no due certificate from all the 16 lenders for a one-time settlement over there. Result-based Z Entertainment, the result is on the weaker side, revenue in line with poll. However, they have reported a net loss of 196 crore. We are working with a poll of a profit of about 51 crore. EBITDA margin has come in lower than our poll as well. ITD Cementation, the revenue is up 39% YOY and the margins have also expanded to 9% versus 7.1% in the same quarter last year. SAIL, the revenue is down versus our poll. The margins are at 10% versus our poll of close to 11.5%, and the PAT is also below our poll. So SAIL is given a weak set of number. Imami, the revenue is up 8.8% YOY. However, the profits are down more than 59% on a YOY basis. MedPlus Health, the revenue is up nearly 30% YOY and the profits are up 126.5% YOY. So good set of numbers coming in from MedPlus. GMM Pfaudler, the revenue is up 23.8% YOY and the margins have also expanded on a YOY basis by about 80 basis points. E-Clerk Services, the revenue is up 17% YOY and net profit is up 11.5% YOY. Vodafone Idea, the revenue has declined by 0.8% sequentially. However, their losses have also declined on a sequential basis. It's come in at 6,414 crore and the number for the previous quarter was close to 8,000 crore. Aster DM Healthcare, the revenue is up 19.6% YOY and the profits are up 24.5% YOY. Back to you.
Okay, Abhishek, thanks a lot for filling us in with all of that action that came through on all of these individual stocks. You know, on Z, Abhishek was mentioning the results, so that's of course important to watch. But today, the NCLT will also be hearing Z Entertainment's petition against the NCLT order on the merger with Culvermax and has directed NSE and BSE to reconsider the approval for the merger. So the two-member bench also ordered Z Entertainment to remove defects from their petition before the hearing. So that's important on Z as well. But with that, we are going to head into a short break. When we come back, like we were telling you, the DGCA has given cash-strapped airline Go First a month to come up with a solid revival plan. More on that after this break.
What does your investment portfolio look like without gold? Incomplete. Because as a gold owner, you have the power to make bold decisions. To balance risks and returns. The power to buy and sell, right at your fingertips. Making gold your strategic advantage.
Without which, your portfolio is incomplete.
Power your portfolio with gold. World Gold Council.
I am slow. I'm a tortoise. But your wealth managers, they shouldn't be as slow, you know?
Choose Nuvama. We move at the right pace because we only do what's right for you and your money. Nuvama. Let's do it right.
We don't just create new standards. We create new priorities for the Indian car buyer. In fact, we make the whole world of India's mobility new forever.
एक है जमीन मेरी, एक है मौका मेरा, इसमें सब लगाऊंगा, अपने इरादों से मजबूत एक घर बनाऊंगा।
हाँ शुक्ला जी, भिजवाना सिर्फ अल्ट्राटेक ही।
अल्ट्राटेक ही क्यों?
आप ही ने तो कहा था कि घर जिंदगी में सिर्फ एक ही बार बनता है।
घर एक, मौका एक, इसलिए सीमेंट भी देश का नंबर 1। अल्ट्राटेक, इंडियाज नंबर 1 सीमेंट।
Dadu,
Yes?
what does premium mean?
Beta, premium you can say is like petrol. The car will keep going till the time it has petrol. Once petrol is over, the car stops.
But Dad, this time even if the petrol is over, our car won't stop.
How come?
With LIC's Jeevan Labh, even after the premium payment tenure is over, the policy's benefits continue.
That means our journey of happiness will continue non-stop.
LIC, हर पल आपके साथ।
Welcome back. Here's an important story. Electric vehicle makers are warning that the abrupt reduction in FAME subsidies will slam the brakes on sales. So speaking to CNBC TV18, Bajaj Auto's executive director Rakesh Sharma said that the industry will not see breakneck growth without subsidies. He also added that sales are expected to be sluggish in the near term. Listen in.
Subsidy cuts are between, as experienced by manufacturers, are between 20,000 to 40,000. And that's a significant price rise to sort of pass on to the customer. It's a step in the right direction. It will retard the industry. It will retard it more in the first 2 or 3 months, I suspect. But then it will come back, I think, to a very saner level of growth. I would say you would not see this breakneck growth, but you will see certainly the electric industry growing at a factor, growing at higher than ICE industry. It has been a little bit of an abrupt announcement because it's just about, so there will be a shock in the system for, let's say, 1 or 2 months. But after that, we will see it coming back to a saner level of growth.
All right, that's Bajaj Auto's Rakesh Sharma talking about, the sudden drop, the sudden pullback of the subsidies for electric vehicles. So that is important. But with that, let's also bring you the latest in the Go First revival saga. The aviation regulator, the DGCA, has given the airline 30 days to submit a comprehensive and sustainable revival plan. The DGCA has told the airline to make sure that it has all required resources available in order to be able to restart operations. We have Danish here with some more details. Danish, tell us in detail about the DGCA's directive to Go First now.
It looks like it will take more than 30 days for Go First to resume operations, as DGCA has advised Go First to submit a plan for a sustainable revival of operations within the next 30 days. Go First has been asked to furnish details of availability of operational aircraft fleet, pilots and other personnel, maintenance arrangements, as well as details of funding or working capital. DGCA has also asked Go First to give details of arrangements for lessors and vendors, and once the airline submits their plan, DGCA will review it to take the next step. Go First had stopped operations earlier this month due to most of its fleet being grounded due to Pratt & Whitney engine issues, and recently the NCLAT also gave a slight relief to the airline, but now the next 30 days are really crucial as the airline has to submit its resumption plan to the government.
Okay, Danish, thanks a lot for getting us the latest there on the revival for Go First. But with that, it is time for a break. When we come back, we're going to shift focus to the world of commodities and tell you what's going on, so stay with us.
car's electric for more reasons than just being woke.
Oh yeah.
And man, the money it saves you is no joke. It's got enough range to get you anywhere!
And it's the goat to park when you get there.
The all-new MG Comet EV, the no-nonsense car.
Because just like us, this car cuts the crap, man.
नई कार खरीदने से पहले आको चेक करें और 36,000 तक बचाएं।
Z-Black Premium Agarbatti and Dhoop, official prayer partner, Delhi Capitals.
Samsung Solve for Tomorrow is a national education and innovation competition. This is your chance to make an impact for India. Don't miss the opportunity to win prizes. So join the Samsung Solve for Tomorrow today.
I always go for it. आप भी जरूर try कीजिए. Toodles, guys. Good recommendations are helpful, ना? They surely help me while investing with Angel One. आखिर influencers को भी तो जरूरत है smart recommendations की.
Investments in securities markets are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.
What if you could get your goods to the right place at the right time all the time? With IBM Consulting, AI-powered software can help automate your supply chain so products can be ordered, produced, and delivered more efficiently. What will you create? IBM. Let's create.
Welcome back. Let's now talk about the world of commodities. As promised, we have Manisha joining us with a quick update. Manisha, good morning. What are you looking at today?
Pavitra, morning. I'm looking at the crude oil prices, which seems to be stabilizing after 4% decline in the overnight market. The prices really fell after Russia ruled out additional production cuts as set by OPEC and allies. The EIA also points to recovery in the U.S. demand, so the markets are looking at some stability right now. For this week, we look to be closing this week in the positive for the crude oil prices. But that can't be said for about metals, where we are looking at gold now trading at a 2-month low. Prices have declined 2% this week. Silver is trading at a 9-week low. The prices have declined by 5% this week. And copper is trading at a 7-month low, where we have seen prices decline by 4% this week. The strength in the U.S. dollar index, the debt ceiling conversation still going on, is weighing onto the markets.
Okay, Manisha, thanks a lot for getting us that quick check on crude as well as some of the metals. But with that, we're going to wind down with the news that most Asian markets are higher, led by the Taiwanese, which is up 1.5% almost. The SGX Nifty, however, suggesting a bit of a soft start. Thanks for tuning in. We have Bazaar Morning Call up for you in just a bit.